Hi, I'm Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these quick and easy cards using your square punches. I was inspired by the Paper Crafting Tips and Tricks magazine. This issue is packed with great ideas and I so recommend purchasing it. I bought mine at Hastings and the price is $14.99 for the magazine and well worth it. Let me get this out of the way. These are the two cards that inspired me to make my own version of them, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. But I'd like to show you some of the other ideas in this magazine. This is to make triangles by trimming square cardstock punches diagonally, and this is to create zigzags and chevrons, and I'll show you this technique in a moment. You can also fashion a sentiment by stamping and embossing on little squares. You can double cut your square punches and you'll get arrows, and that's a cute effect. And you can also create a background by just adhering your squares. This one's one of my favorites, and we'll be making something similar to this. It's a groovy graphic. I just want to show you a couple more ideas for your square punches, and this book is filled with tons of different ideas on different techniques. This one is just using your squares on a card, and this one is using the double punched arrows, which I love, and I like this birthday card. We're going to be making a version of this. This one is just adhering the triangles a little bit differently than we're going to do for our chevron, and I think this is probably one of the best ideas. Taking your pattern paper squares and adhering them to cardstock and then running it through a die cutting machine, and it just makes a cute little background. Well, I had so much fun, let me move this out of the way, making this particular card. All you need to do is change the paper and sentiment, and you can use this card for any occasion. I'm always looking for masculine cards, and this card would make a perfect birthday card for a guy. The other good news is that you can use your scraps. Well, let me talk about the first layer. The first layer is just a white piece of cardstock, and it measures 5 inches by 6 inches. The second layer, I just did 1/8 of an inch wider, 5 1/8 by 6 1/8, and the finished card measures 5 5/8 by 6 5/8 inches. For this particular card, I used a 1-inch punch and punched 8 dark blue squares and cut them diagonally in half. Here's a quick example. And I've already cut it for you, but I just punched 8 of them and cut them diagonally in half. You only need 15 of them, so you'll have 1 to spare. So you'll need to cut the 8 dark blue squares. Then I cut 8 medium blue squares, and I did the same thing, cut them in half diagonally, and again, you're only going to need 15 triangles. And then for the light blue, you're only going to need 5 squares and 10 triangles. How I designed my card is it's 5 inches, so there's 5 punches going down, and I just did 4 across the top. And what you do after you've cut them in half diagonally, I like to start at the bottom, and I used this 2-way glue and I let it dry so I could reposition them. And I started right, I'm hoping that you can see this, I started right in this corner and I glued that down, and then I would align this one with it, and then I would just go right here and just keep repeating that process until you got to the end. And then the next row I would do with the light blue and the medium blue, and this is the dark blue and the light blue and the light blue and the dark blue. It's easy when you're doing it. You can see how the chevron patterns are made, and I'm going to just leave that for a moment so you can take a look at it and you can see the pattern. The other thing I did was I went ahead and I cut the Celebrate and the Shadow using my Cameo, and the font is 1 inch high. And like I said, it's just a super simple card. And what I did here is I also put a strip of paper that's 1/8 of an inch by 5 inches. So it just created a cute little border, and I put 3 little decorations here at the bottom. But like I said, this card could make a great happy birthday card. It could make a great it's a great all occasion card. Well, this next card, the inside measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you can make this any size that you want. The outside measures 4 3/4 by 6 inches. And for this card, you're going to need 6 1-inch squares, and you're going to need 1 1.5-inch square, and you can mix this up however you want to. And I want to show you just how easy it is to get this little decoration on the side. This is probably my favorite tool ever. It's We Are Memory Keepers, and it's a crocodile corner chomper. On one side is for a 1/4 of an inch rounded corner, and the other is a 1/2 inch. So all you're going to do, I'm losing some things there, is just punch the corner, and then you're just going to do the alternate corners. And this is just, and you can vary this. This is the 1/4 of an inch, and then you'll put one here, one here, one here, and I just use dimensionals. And then you'll just put your regular 1 1/2 inch in the center. And I put mine very close together, but I think it would be fun next time to leave some space. Let me show you that the 1/2 inch look while I've got my corner chomper out. It looks a little bit different, but I also think it gives it, see, it looks really cool, and that would look great on there as well. The 1/2 inch gives it a more rounded effect. And the fun thing about this card is you could make it a happy birthday card, change up the paper, and you could also do, you know, even a Christmas card if you use more Christmassy paper. This stamp is from My Pink Stamper, and any stamps will work, or you could even cut a small font using one of your cutting machines. And like I said earlier, I use dimensional adhesive, well, dimensional dots to give it a little bit more of a 3-dimensional look. And I also put dimensional adhesive underneath here, those dimensional squares, I should say. Thanks for watching, and please visit my blog at www.paperboutique.blogspot.com or my Facebook page, Paper Boutique with Linda Kaiser, for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.